What is up? What is up, Miss Villagers? I hope that you guys are staying safe. I hope you're staying distant. Please do not believe radio personalities over scientists. It is dangerous. It is crazy out there. I hope that every member of the Miss Village makes it through this crazy time. But I also just wanted to say what's going on. Dome's Rule to Brendan Brady. Hello. Welcome. I'm glad you guys were able to take a little bit of time. I've got some awesome news. There will be a pre-order link live very soon for the Land Monsters Audible. That will be going live June 2nd. Right now, the art team is checking out some of the early sound bites and whatever to make sure that everything's looking good. And as always, Nick has come correct. He is awesome. So that'll be coming out soon. God's Eye Ebook will probably be coming out probably like 2-3 weeks after that. So like you can see 2 Miss Village releases in two LitRPG Alaron Kong releases coming out in June, and the audio for God's Eye will probably be out about a month, maybe like mid-July, early August. So there's going to be a bunch of Miss Village LitRPG new God's Eye goodness in about 2 months, and then 9, which I am working on steadily for my wonderful fans, will be coming out at the end of this year. So I wanted to give you guys those updates. Let's see, what did I do? Let me just repeat it. I started out with saying, please keep distant. Georgia opened up, and we've had more than 1,000 cases in a single day, one day. That means that like there was a spike in the U.S. for coronavirus, and they're like 6,000 more than normal, and my one state accounted for like nearly 20% of that. So please keep social distancing. Like it's not a game. I still have all my friends that are physicians calling me in tears. Stay safe. Okay. Now, the better news, again, there will very soon be a link coming out for the Land Monsters Audible. It'll be going live June 2nd. I will message out when the link is ready. It's not ready yet because they're doing their internal thing, but it should be up in the next week or so. God's Eye ebook will be coming out about 2 to 3 weeks after that, and the audiobook for God's Eye should be coming out about 2 to 3 weeks or a month after that. So in 2 months, there will be 3 releases from myself, and 9 will be coming out at the end of the year, along with possibly another special surprise by the end of the year. So I just thought I would let you know and let you know that I appreciate you. You're absolutely awesome. And all that. Let's see, what else? So shout out to Jeremy and all the other auditors who are doing awesome things with the role-playing game that we have for the land. I wanted to let you guys know that a lot of people I think like logged in once and they're like, I did it. But basically every single week there's a new adventure that we're doing. It's completely free. We just do it for like fun and for love, and we do it as like a fundraiser periodically. But I just wanted to let you know that, so if you've logged in before, you can log in each week. And I don't know if we're still looking for auditors, but I'm going to put a link on here where you can join the Facebook group, and it's a lot of fun and people have been enjoying it. So yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, I will put up all the links at the end. I can't do it right now because I'm talking to you. What else can I talk to you about? So, some people were asking about Dragon Con. I do not know. My alarm went off for this. So people are asking about Dragon Con. I do not know what's going to be happening yet. Obviously, with all this craziness, it may be canceled, it may not. If it is going on, I will be there. If not, well, then I'll be here with you guys. So just letting you know. So let's see. Someone else was asking about Miss Fest Seattle. Obviously, with this going on, that is also we missed that date, but we will put it back on the books when we can. Let's see, what else is going on? People are asking about Alma plushies. Those are definitely, we're waiting. Those might be coming out of China. So as you guys kind of suspect, we are still looking around to see if we can find another cool place to get it done. What else? I watched that show Upload. Not exactly what I was expecting, right? And I saw like the VR and the everything else, and I was kind of excited to think like, oh, is this going to be like the first time they kind of take a take on a real live action LitRPG? And no, it's really not. It's like the the tech and whatever is just, like the story's kind of cute, but like the tech is just kind of an anecdotal part of it, where they used to make like one or two slapstick jokes, but it's not really going to be the Ready Player One deep dive that we were hoping for. So maybe that'll change in the future, but I just thought, give you my 2 cents, let you know. I see we had a huge influx of people just now, so I will repeat what I said earlier. One, please keep social distancing. I'm in Georgia, and we had 1,000 cases in a single day. The stuff is not over. In fact, sadly, it's crazier and more dangerous than it ever was before. We have 800,000 more cases in the U.S. than any other country on earth. Like, please stay safe and stay distant if you can. But better news is that the audio for Monsters will be going live pre-order. It'll be dropping June 2nd. I expect the Mist Village to break Audible like they did last time. For those of you guys who don't know, when Predators came out, so many Mist Villagers tried to download it, and it was such a massive thing that it shut down Audible servers worldwide for like 4 hours. And as far as I know, that's the only time that has ever happened before. So it'd be crazy if that happened again. I actually got a call from a high up exec at Audible being like, please tell your fans to stop cursing out the people that are working because we're trying to get it set. So as I said, Monsters Audible, we're already listening to it. It's awesome. It'll be up for pre-order. The link will be live soon. Not yet. They're doing their internal thing right now. I will let everybody know, but it should be live in the next week. And the pre-order link should be live in the next week for it going live in June 2nd. And then the ebook God's Eye will be coming out about 2 days after that. I will let you guys know. I may or may not put it for pre-order. I haven't decided yet. And the Audible for God's Eye should be about 2 to 3 or 4 weeks after that. So like I said, in 2 months, there will be 3 releases for the land, and 9 will be coming out at the end of the year, and also maybe one other special sort of surprise. Yeah, let's see. All right, let me just give some shout outs. What's up to Kenneth Batiste, Rachel DeZwart, I hope I'm saying that right. It's good to see you. Samantha, hello. Jeremy, you are a treasure. Appreciate you. Let's see. Mike Hodges, always good to see you, man. Shout out to the Alvarados, as always. Let's see. All right, so let me ask some questions. So shoot it out. Let's see. So Doug says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Amazon's being unfriendly to you, buddy. Or are you just talking about the new stuff?" I'm not sticking my hand in that bear trap, but I will say that Audible is always good to us, so that's awesome. All right, so Mason says, question, have I ever read Sword of Truth? Would love to hear your thoughts on the Wizard's First Rules. So I am a geek and a nerd, as you guys know, and I've read all the same wonderful books that you have. So yeah, I mean, Sword of Truth is amazing. I told you, the only problem I have with Good Kind is his overly aggressive ponytail. It is so aggressive, that ponytail. It is hardcore. It's like there can be only one, not even Highlander the movie, but the show, kind of aggressive. So, but no, I mean, I think that the first rule is obviously true. I think that it typifies one of the most poignant things about humanity, that we hold on to illusions rather than holding on to what we actually would see as truth. We'd rather be comfortable than be informed, and I think that you can see that in the news right now. You can see that with how the fact that this pandemic has swept through the world, and especially has swept through the country. And I think some of the other ones are good, but more dialed in. But I think the first one was the most poignant. I wouldn't say that that's the first most poignant thing about humanity. I've always thought it was really interesting when people are like, oh, be humane, and they say that to mean be kind or be cognizant of other people. And I've never really found that kindness was a particularly pervasive human quality. I think that kindness is something that we learn to survive better as a society, and I think there's a lot of benefits, both individual and collectively, for being that way. I just don't think it's part of our initial makeup based on every history book I've ever read. What I feel like the most poignant thing about being a human being is wondering, is looking up at the stars and Timon and Pumbaa wondering what those little holes are. Are they fireflies that got stuck in the night, or are they giant balls of gas, right? I think that questioning and trying to push boundaries and trying to understand who we are and needing to understand what is around us to better answer that question is what really makes us human beings. So I don't know if that's where you really wanted me to go with that, Mason, but I hope that answered your question. All right, yeah, so those are the main updates that I wanted to give you guys so far. But if you guys have any Q&As, we can do that too. Otherwise, I'll just let you get back to your day with my gigantic, oversized water bottle. All right, Justine Navarro's asking about hats. Hats, we actually have a good distributor that is working on some really cool hats that are, you guys know, like, I don't, like, if you get anyone's order from the store, you know that, like, the quality you get is the kind of shirt that you will have in, like, 20 years. It's not some BS from the church, bake sale or whatever. So we searched for, like, 2 to 3 years looking for a company that would be able to make hats for us at a certain level. We finally found a great one. It wasn't as easy as you would think for smaller batch. Obviously, if we were like Nike and could order, 1 million units, it'd be different. But to find good quality at a reasonable price, we finally found it, but then COVID happened. So once their factories and this crisis passed, so we should have it going live again, and I promise they will be super awesome. But unfortunately, just like all of your lives have been disrupted, that got disrupted too. So Alan says, love the books. I appreciate you, Alan Miller. What's going on? And Mitchell Philpott is in the UK. So shout out to Mitchell Philpott. And again to Darcy McLaughlin. I hope I'm saying that right. Mike says the wife got started on the audiobooks. Awesome. I hope that there's some gnomes rulage going on in there. Maybe even some thrice heard and witnessed. We'll see. Okay, so Jeremy's letting us know that we've had over 250 players for the RPG, which is really, really fun in the last 2 weeks, and everybody wants to be KSC. So again, we have an RPG going on, which is totally free, put on by fans. Every once in a while, we're going to do like a charity thing just to raise money because, as you guys know, we are doing amazing charities. We've raised over $100,000 for charities before even the start of this year. And so far this month, in the Miss Village Takes Care of Its Own charity, we've already given away more than $3,000, and I think we're gonna definitely top 4,000 before. Sorry, oh no, it's done actually. I realized it's May, so let me see. Hold on. Yeah, no, we topped $4,000 in charitable giveaways to the members of the Miss Village. So shout out to all the champions that were there, and thank you guys to all of you to help the other Miss Villages that were having a harder time. So. Blessings. So I already answered what's up with the hat. And Hampton says, is there any way we can listen in and not play the game? So I think we're working on recording these right now. Jeremy, please sound off, because I definitely think it'd be really, really cool for like nostalgia and whatever else. And then I will upload those videos to YouTube as well. But if we're not doing that, then we're working on it. And ideally, it'd be really cool just to have people be able to listen and stuff like that. So either way, I will post the link in, and I will add, and then you can just join the group that we have. And we've already got like, more than 1,000 people, so just letting you know. All right, cool. So Nick Hill is asking if the end of the year is the current rough release date for 9, and it is, yes, or even before the end, depending on how the muses treat me and all that. So Joe says, thank you to you and your team. I will, again, big shout out to my team. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to Geneva, the woman that makes all this possible, and Evan, the head mod, who keeps the group going so smoothly, both groups, LitRPG and Miss Village, making it a really cool, chill place for all of you. I mean, just in case you guys have been enjoying it, you didn't know, like, they are on it, making sure that the trolls, making sure that, like, basically the things that make almost every part of the internet suck, us not suck, is basically kicking those D-bags out. And they do it just for, love of the game and everything like that. So shout out to them. Okay, Jack says, is there going to be any more from you that I haven't seen, any more LitRPG series? And I got him to LitRPG. So as I said, the new book that's coming out, God's Eye, is a new series that I think that you guys will really, really be, appreciate. It is a different magic system. There is some correlation. It is a labyrinth novel. That's how it connects to the land, but it is a completely different world, completely different whatever. And I think you guys will enjoy it. There's definitely some like head scratchers in there, some like funny, irreverent, stuff. Definitely a couple dick jokes. You guys know me. So yeah, I hope that you will enjoy and appreciate it. And that will be coming out again, probably like mid-June. Yeah. So, and the audio for that will be coming out like about a month after that. So, so Luke saying, have I ever read Echoes of the Sage? I have not. I will say that I picked up Civ 6 for those of you that have argued against me from 4 because you're absolutely jack shit insane. Let me take a sip on that because Civ 4 is obviously the greatest game ever made, and the Rise of Mankind mod is by far the greatest mod ever created. But since I was here and locked down, and not out in them streets, I decided to give 5 and 6 a try with the mods they had, and it was actually kind of fun. I like the 5 stuff, and then 6 I enjoyed. I feel like once you get to a certain level, it gets a little formulaic, but I definitely, like, with the the Golden Ages and the Dark Ages and the mods that they come out with, and especially the climate effects, which I think is a great thing that I've definitely put much more in my books, and I would love to see more climate stuff kind of happening in general in books. Like, what happens when there's a flood? What happens, whatever? How do you respond to that? And something that's obviously going to be much more germane as time goes on the planet Earth. I think they've been more fun. So for those of you that have been vouching for Civ 5 and 6, like, it's cool. It's great. Still not 4, but sure. Let's see. Alex was asking about Terry Goodkind. Yeah, I wasn't actually talking about his character. I don't know if his ponytail game was going crazy, but if you've never looked at the stock photo for Goodkind, yeah, like that ponytail, it looks like it could cut glass. So, Kyle, I feel like I've mentioned that, but 8 is coming out to Audible. It will be live June 2nd, and I will let you know. So Candy's saying we should have a watch party when the Wheel of Time show debuts. I'm all about that. I don't know if we can see debuts in Facebook watch parties. I thought it was just like old stuff. I didn't know it was actually happening right now. But if so, I'm looking forward to it. I love the fact that it's going to be an eclectic cast. Obviously, the Nutters have come out of the woodworks hating on that, but I think that's going to be, like, super awesome. Like, there's some super powerful actors and actresses in there. And honestly, Wheel of Time is just part of our heritage. It's part of our collective cultural heritage, and I think that it could be absolutely, absolutely amazing. So, I'm sure you guys are excited, and if we can figure out how to do it, let me know. Oh, Jerry, I'm so sorry. Jerry's wife got rear-ended. I hope that she stays safe. If you have any medical questions, you can hit me up after. I don't want to dive too deep into your business. But the main point is, if there's ever any cuts or anything like that, just make sure you wash them out, bunch underwater. And the truth is, the hospital, when I was growing up, my mother was a physician, and I was like, oh, I'm sick, I want to go to the hospital. And she said, why would I take you to the hospital? That's where the sick people are. And the truth is, the hospital, if you don't need to be there, is the very worst place you can be. And if you do need to be there, it's the very best place you can be. So you can always worry about what could happen, this, and that, and the other. But if she was in an accident, I agree, she needs to be checked out. So yes, with all this craziness, it's a problem. But at the same time, better that she get checked out and you make sure that she's safe rather than, roll the dice at home, 100%. Okay? So I hope that it all works out, though, buddy. All right. So Chris Arrington is turning 31 today. Hail to him. And Geneva, let's make sure that we get Chris a t-shirt. You are the t-shirt birthday level up winner today, sir. So just message. All right? All right. Let's see. On that note, we expect space will change human theology. Taylor's asked, all right, so I was talking about, I'm guessing this is a reference to the fact that the title of the book is God's Eye. But Taylor's asking, do I think that space exploration will change human theology? And I think that, yes, it's inevitable. I think that if you talk to any serious religious scholar from any religion, anywhere, right, the way that things look now, right, and the way that people interact with faith, no matter where you come from, is a reflective of who we are now and the way that we're viewing things now. And I think that it will change as depending on, what era of human civilization we are. And the eras of human civilization are not typified by us evolving biologically. They are typified by us evolving technologically. So obviously something that will perhaps, could arguably be the greatest invention ever, something that lets us move beyond the boundaries of this planet, will have an impact on everything that we are in small and big ways, immediately and far-reaching. And I think that anyone that would argue against it doesn't really get that the only constant has been change throughout our entire collective understanding of the world around us. But, that's just me. All right, let's see. Charles is asking if there's any arcs. There are many arcs that are outlined, written down, blah, blah. We will see. All right. Roy says he knows a hat guy. Okay, well, Roy, if you know a hat guy, message us, and we will check out the hat guy. We are, again, I have very high standards for the Miss Village, but like if the hat dude works out and we can make it happen, we'll make it happen. I mean, this is not some like BS mesh. You just picked it up off the, I'm talking like sweat wicking technology, looking flat, perfect lead, kind of thing. So it's going to be the kind of hat someone was like, yo, where'd you get the hat from? It's awesome. So, but just, yeah, if anyone has any hookups for anything, we're also going to be redoing the site. I know that you guys all love my LitRPG site, but I agree. The Squarespace phase has passed. We're going to be getting it professionally done. We're going to be talking to folks. So, like, if you guys got anyone that likes cool, we're already talking to one people, but we're looking for the very best job that can be done for you guys. So if you guys have any kind of connects or cool stuff, let us know. All right. So Anthony just noticed that I am wearing the t-shirt, I Need an Adult. Absolutely. It is a fan favorite. Definitely will get you some attention if you go to the bar. I promise. It is a conversation starter. So you can check out the site if you want to do that. So Michael's asking if we consider doing face masks for the Miss Village. I absolutely would if I could find a place that did it cool and did it well. Geneva's on here, and actually I think there's a Miss Villager who is working with a nonprofit to make masks for free. And we will be putting out that information so that people can hit them up. I mean, we're doing our due diligence. We're never gonna get you guys a hustle, but this sounds like it's just free to help people. So we will let them, so as long as that's all kosher, we will be putting it out there. All right, so Jeremy Smith said, have ever had a Terramana margarita? I have no idea. It sounds like a combination of earth and magic, which is cool, but I have had the perfect margarita, which you guys may not have the recipe for. So, all right. So people are asking, tell more about God's Eye. So I'm not going to put any spoilers out there. You know that. Somebody needs to hit Joel E. Higgins with some Trapdo popcorn, because that's how we handle spoiler questions. But for those of you guys that are interested, if you don't know, we have a YouTube channel. You just have to type in Alrun Kong YouTube. And I have read the prelude for it, which is kind of fun. And for any gun fanatics out there, I've already heard your input on the clip versus mag debate, and I have made the change, so appreciate you. Okay. So Ross is saying, can I recommend a good video game? Of course I can recommend a good video game. Again, Civ 4 is the greatest game of all time. Make sure you download the Rise of Mankind mod. I will see you in 2023, sir. Okay. So Anthony says, I want to print out a fax so I can properly body slam trolls. Dude, they're so... All right, so trolls suck in general, obviously. You guys have all run into trolls around the Miss Village or just out in your life, I am sure. You guys have all gotten mad by going down a Facebook or a YouTube spiral and just seeing the ridiculous things that people say. The biggest troll things that we run into here, let's see. We actually haven't talked about this in a long time, so this will be fun. Okay, so the number one thing that they initially started coming after me for was the Father of American LitRPG title, which I did not give myself. It was given to me when there were 50 people in the group rather than the 20,000 that we have now. And someone said that, and I was like, yeah, that's boss. That's awesome. And then a just pure dickhead of an author who will remain nameless because I'm a classy kind of girl, was tried to come at me and was like, you're going to change that right now. And I'm a pretty jokey guy, but I'm also a Southerner and a beer drinker and a bar fighter. And my response was very American. I was like, well, you need to go fuck yourself. And after I doubled down, there was just no going back. But as you guys know, trolls will try to latch on to something, right? And they're not really mad about that thing. It's just what they feel like is an easy punch they can throw towards you. In retrospect, I was honored by the title, Father of American LitRPG. I personally have created the top 3 biggest areas on the net for it. I've inspired many authors. I have helped as much as I can, beta readers and everything else like that. So I do feel like I nurtured it a great deal, but it's really not that big of a deal to me. It's not like I'm like, ooh, Father of American LitRPG. So in retrospect, if I could have just undone the whole thing, then yeah. Perhaps if I hadn't just doubled down and told the dude to go fuck himself, even though it was justified because he's a dick, life would have been easier. I don't really regret that because, again, you can't let dicks run all over you. But so that's one of them. Again, I'm very proud of what I've done to help the genre and help certain authors and whatever like that. But obviously, there's so many other people that have contributed, so many great authors that is way bigger than me, and that's what I always wanted it to be. So that's one. The second one that they try to come with is they're like, hey, isn't that the guy that tried to trademark LitRPG? To be very clear, I trademarked the term LitRPG successfully like 3 to 4 years ago. Like, I did it successfully. And I did it to protect it from authors and like publishing companies that were trying to go after it. I'd heard the chatter that they were trying to grab the title so that other people couldn't write in it. I grabbed the title so that other people can. And for the, gotta be the 50th time I'm saying this on the internet, everyone is welcome to use it. I will never go after you. I will never come for you. I just want you guys to write and grow the genre and stay awesome. It is to protect it. I don't care. All right, so, I mean, those are the two main things. And then, let's see, what else? He's mean. I can be mean. I can. I don't like assholes. I don't like trolls. I don't like Nazis. I don't like people that are just jagoffs. And I have no problem giving them a punch in the face, literally or metaphorically. So, I'm okay if those people don't like me. I think that our community is awesome. I think that we have, again, the mods and whatever, because I like let them know that we just have zero tolerance for people that are cussing people out or, you know, just going after or just shit stirrers. I love our community. I love what we've been able to create, and I love that you guys are here and be able to enjoy it and basically just take a deep sigh of relief when you can just hang out and have fun rather than, I don't know, have to deal with the just constant surge of ridiculousness that is out there. So, you know, I'll take that. But again, like, you know, the trolls are so minor. I mean, on the internet, like, you know, 5 guys can sound like 5,000. But having actual real people, like, in the corner and supporting each other and having a good time and connecting with each other, like, that is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Like, I've had people write to me telling me that they were going to get a divorce, but both of them started reading the books and they got into counseling. That's happened more than 5 times. I've had, you know, sadly but happily, I've had more than 10 people tell me that they were going to commit suicide when they found the books, and they either found strength in the books or, even better, they found other people to connect to, right? Like, you know, there are just so many awesome people that I never would have met, and so many lives that I didn't even anticipate impacting that I have been able to, right? I mean, that's way more important than some, you know, keyboard warriors or something like that, right? So, I appreciate you. Please do not fight with the trolls. They are sad little people. Just ignore them. If they try to put up some BS, be like, that's absolutely not true. And then they will say that it's me, that you are me. Because apparently I've got 95 different aliases on every part of the net too. So just letting you know, there's no point in, you know, engaging with ridiculous people. As the great woman said, when they go low, we go high. And that is what's been allowed us to make this awesome community. So again, thank you for being part of the solution. I appreciate you. All right. Oof, I had to get that out apparently. All right, so Edward says he accidentally found the books on Amazon and read the first one in a day. I really appreciate that, sir. Again, there is more awesomeness coming out. They are coming. So Zach's asking who's my favorite character to write a side story. I mean, obviously I'd have to go with Roswan, right? I've been working on the Roswan dungeon arc forever. The cover page is just going to be a giant mustache. It's going to be amazing. So one of these days that will come out is going to be absolutely brutal. Just pure, like, I have been researching like old, like, Chinese torture techniques and, you know, old horrible, like, you know, like real, like, grimdark kind of stuff to like put it. It's really, really amazing. So one of these days that will come out and it will terrify you and titilize you, and I hope that you love it. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I want to give a shout out to Chris Carney, who just had a release as well. He hopped on. He is a really, really cool guy. He's a really good author. If you guys haven't checked it out, I believe the title of his latest book is called Quintessence, which is an amazing, sexy word by itself. But you can check him out. So if you're still on here, Chris, what's up? I'm a little behind. All right. Let's see. So Taylor says that he loves his Civ game. He has played for hundreds of hours. What's up, kid? But I'm sorry, those are JV numbers. Check out my LitRPG handle on Steam for my thousands of hours, because that's the kind of lonely life that I've lived. Yeah. So Isabel says, how has Nick felt about chapter 37? He said that he hadn't really had a butt puckering moment for a minute, but he had about 5 when he read that. So I'm really interested. So I haven't even heard that chapter yet. I'm interested to see, like, you know, how he brings the pain with it. All right. Okay. So Kyle's asking if I ever got into Elder Scrolls Online. I never really got into the online. Honestly, just because it's such a time suck, and like I spend my time writing and doing whatever, and drinking, as I am Southern, and you know. But no, I played Guild Wars 2. That's how old I am. Back in the day, and some jagoff scammed me by having me buy, like, you know, a scroll of greater blah blah blah, but he had like hacked the code, so it was some BS, and like I lost all my gold, and I was like, this sucks, I'm not about this. So I just kind of gave up on it, to be honest. All right. All right. Let me scroll down. Let me see if there's any other questions that I can answer. So Will's saying, is there any chance for a LAN RTS video game? Obviously, I would love that. So I know 1 or 2 dudes. So like the guy that, I don't know if you guys ever played, what is it called? Not Paladins, but Smite. It was like the #1 game on Steam for a while. Like the guy, one of the head honchos there is actually a dude that I used to wrestle with in high school, and he had me come by and just sort of like let me know like how crazy and how much went into creating a game. And I was like, wow. I mean, like, it was like, he was like, yeah, hey, come on by. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go see this dude in his mom's basement or whatever. And I had no idea that it was a multi, like, you know, tens of millions of dollar complex and whatever else. So I would love to work with a cool game studio that was interested in making like a real game, like old school, like we used to do, like, you know, Diablo 2, Baldur's Gate, Temple of Elemental Evil, greatest game and greatest interface of all time. But, you know, as you guys see, like, there's not that much money in that anymore. Now, there's some really, really cool games that are coming out. I remember there's, like, one where, like, you even age as, like, it goes through, and there's consequences. Like, if you eat too much candy, you get diabetes or some whatever. But, like, it's set in, like, you know, a fantasy, like, you know, open-worlded, like, Elder Scrolls kind of thing. So I think people are coming out with, like, really cool stuff like that. But it seems like it's taking a really, really long time as well to make these intense games. So if anyone knows anyone, or if there's anybody on here, and again, obligatory, if anyone from Netflix is watching, very little shame trying to get that going on, hit me up. But I hope so. That'd be really awesome. All right, so Harold says, so with the land being a planet the size of Jupiter, are other authors collaborating with me in a place? So I've had a lot of offers from other authors, which is a very flattering thing, that would want to write in my world. Obviously, I've had, you know, you guys asking about it. I just really haven't been willing to let my baby go, honestly. You might think that, like, on the surface, that it might be easier to have somebody, like, just write a book and, like, you know, I'm like, yeah, written by blah, 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 and Alaron. But for me, like, having, like, the quality that I want, having the tone that I want, having someone really understand, like, the magic system, like, it would be just as much work as me writing it myself. And, like, while that's appealing for some, like, you know, there's some, like, you know, what is it? Dakota has his own imprint going on there, which is really, really awesome. James Hunter has his own imprint. Imprint's another word for publishing company. Has his own publishing company going on there, and that's really, really awesome. They're both super cool dudes, and I'm happy that they're able to make this kind of stuff with other authors. Like, so they're basically making, like, you know, small empires, and I'm very comfortable, happy making the kingdom that we've created. So I may change that at some point in time, but right now I'm just really enjoying this ride and don't really want to share my awesome relationship with you guys. So I will let you know. You'll definitely let you know if it's out there. All right. So favorite anime, I will say by Sarah Smith, I'll say recently, Goblin Slayer. It is the most hardcore, most awesome, most just straight up anime. It is great. I am all about it. I love that there are no filler episodes. I cannot wait for the second season to come out. And I love that, like, you know, it's just like realistically, he's a badass, but he also gets his butt kicked, and it's great. So I would say that, yeah. And then after that, I'd say probably Grimgar. Again, it's like super realistic. Like, they're like the opening scene is them trying to like kill a goblin, and it's like, yeah, goblins are always BS in games, but let's say that like this goblin, is like 15 years old and it's been fighting since it was 2. Of course, it's going to beat the snot out of a bunch of other people that have never really seriously fought before. I love that. So I'd say that, Grimgar, Samurai Jack. Oh my God! If you've never seen the scene where he fights like the samurai, the robot samurai, where it's all in black, and as the show gets on, like the sun goes down, so you're just seeing streams of white and black. Oh my God, it's amazing. Obviously, the Scottish guy from that. I mean, I'll leave it there because I can just keep going down this rabbit hole forever. Definitely like the first season of Sword Art Online. Big fan of Log Horizon. Wish it would come back. Sadly, there's some tax evasion shenanigans apparently in real life. But yeah, so I would say that those are awesome. All right, so we'll say would I ever be willing to host a writer's workshop? Let me take a sip of water. So, as you guys all know, the land has some trolls, and that kind of turned me off to overly embracing the writing community. I think when I was getting my feet under me, it kind of felt like a betrayal. Like people that like I'd help get on the map or take a step up were just trying to come after me. And the more I learned about it, like the people that were higher up, like obviously like a Sanderson or a Butcher or some other people, like they're above all of that. And again, Sanderson is just the nicest guy personally ever. But like for those of us that were in the indie that were trying to come up, it seemed very, very like dog eat dog. Now with that vein, I have been doing some writers workshops. I'm actually doing a writers workshop tomorrow virtually for Fold, which is a Canadian workshop focusing on diversity. And I'll put up the link for if you guys want to check that out too. And I'm happy to answer any questions. I'd love to help out as much as possible. It's just that I've kind of felt like it was like biting at me, and I've enjoyed having like a lower profile in those circles. But if it's the kind of thing that people are interested in, then I'd be more than happy to do that. I think that writing is an amazing, wonderful, frustrating exercise, and I would wish that on all of you. So yeah, maybe I will, and maybe during the next Mistfest I'll do it, or maybe I'll do it virtually. But yeah, so I'm happy to help. All right, so Tyler says, can't wait for Mars Colonies. I would in general agree. Not Ghosts of Mars, that was a horrible movie, but shout out to Ice Cube. All right, so Justin Neo Newmeister, which is an awesome name, says, I've never really been into audiobooks until an ex got me to your first book. No sooner did I listen to the first book and I already purchased the other 6 and hooked them into them. Can't wait for 8. I really appreciate you walking in my world, and as always, thank you to all of you. None of this would be possible without you. We would not have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for charities. I would not have met people all around the world. We would not have made these wonderful connections if it wasn't for each of you. So thank you. You're awesome. All right. So Fred is asking, will necromancy be a large part of the future of the land? I believe that's a spoiler, and I believe you guys know how to treat that. So watch out for the shrapnel popcorn, buddy. Let's see. Jeremy says, octopus, natural evolution or alien life form? Man, I don't know. I would say alien life form, or maybe wish fulfillment. Maybe just someone who wanted a bunch of suck. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that road. So, let's see. So, Ricky says that my books have inspired him for his recent art creations. Please share your art creations. I would love to see them, and I am honored that my work could help spark your creative fire, buddy. All right. Let me scroll. So Jeffrey's asking if I'll be posting any chapters on Patreon. I definitely will. For you guys, maybe you guys have made it know, but like I treat Patreon differently than a lot of other people do. Most of the money from Patreon goes to advertising, and then the next biggest chunk goes to the charity work that we do regularly, and then after that, the chunk after that is just like prizes and stuff that I do. So I'm not as active on there as other people are, but I will always definitely put up chapters early, and I will probably do that 3 to 4 weeks before God's Eye goes live. And I will also put up some chapters of Book 8 audio on there. I'll probably start doing that next week once I get things settled down. So yeah, again, thank you to my wonderful patrons. My patrons are the reason that we were able to do this Mist Village Cares giveaway this month and been able to help so many different Mist Villagers that were having a harder time. So again, appreciate you all. Okay. Let me see if I can answer any more questions. So Chris is asking, will we see any cross-contamination of other technology ideas in the books, e.g. steam engines, firearm? So contamination, I think, is the right word. For me, whenever you introduce a gun, it's the death of a fantasy world, in my opinion. I mean, because what you're really talking about is that you go from a skilled individual, right, to a force equalizer that anyone can kill, even the strongest guy. Now, I mean, there's ways that you can work around that, and if you're in a post-apocalyptic or a sci-fi kind of thing, then it's a totally different thing. But in a fantasy, I feel like guns kill fantasy, and for me, I will never be introducing a standard firearm or even like a version of it that isn't heavily reliant probably on magic into any of my worlds, just because I just personally like hate it. I feel like it ruins the story. I honestly feel like introduction of firearms is the best way to end a fantasy series, because it's like, and then firearms came around and all the other things just sort of started fading away, because that's what happened. So with that, Fred Servey says, am I really a girl? Only in the cockles of my heart, sir. Yes. Jake says, Alaron pro-American. Hell yeah, pro-American. Love this shit. All right. Let's see. And so Dennis asking, would I steampunk technology? No, but I do think steampunk is cool. And I might steampunk like its own world one day. And because I think it would just be a really fun like challenge to like, you know, work in that kind of stuff. And I love the idea of clockwork technology. But no, not the land. Now, whether or not there's some sort of like the way they approach it, like in Elder Scrolls, where, you know, there was like some sort of precursor technology where there were remnants of that, like mechanisms, yes, but not pure steampunk as far as like I enjoy it. Yeah. So Ryan says that his son loves the land. His favorite character is Alma. Of course, Alma's everyone's favorite character. Who doesn't want an Alma? How awesome would it be if every member of the Mist Village had an Alma and people are like, ooh, where'd you get that dragon? It's like, wouldn't you like to know? Light his ass up. I think that would be awesome. So Joe E. Higgins is asking a very loaded question for me. What are my top LitRPG books? Okay. So I'm more old school than I think a lot of you guys. I was here right around the beginning in the Western world. I'm going to give a shout out to a man that may or may not be with us anymore. But basically, his name was, oh my God, why am I having a brain fart? Not Brett, God, I am having a brain fart. Anyway, he wrote Dragon's Wrath. Why am I, Brett? No, it's not. Anyway. Sorry, I will remember it later, but yeah, he wrote Dragon's Wrath. It is a trilogy that came out prior to my own. The main character had lightning powers, and the reason the main character had lightning powers is that the author in real life suffered from severe electric shock himself, and he had some health issues, and unfortunately has fallen off, and you cannot even buy the books on Amazon anymore. It's been that long since they heard from him. I hope that he recovers one day and we can bring back the wonder that his world wrote, but he really did have just a wonderful nuts and bolts kind of system. When I was first starting, I talked to him a couple times. I honestly felt like he was the Star Trek to my Star Wars as far as like how I was writing. Like my world was much more expansive, much larger, and there's various things you can do in it, and his was just very pure in like what it was, you know, addressing. So you're not really going to see a huge variation from planet to planet, or, you know, all this new stuff that's being introduced, right? But it's just a really amazing storyline, and I thought he was great. I got to give a shout out to Alter World by D. Russ. Like most of you, I think we can agree that the later books kind of meandered a little far afield, but there's no denying that his debut was a masterwork of LitRPG. It was absolutely amazing. I will often, you know, think about like how pure his magic system was when I'm like, you know, creating my own and stuff like that. I thought it was great. I got to give a shout out to Vasily Benehenko with his Way of the Shaman. Again, the first book I think was a masterwork. Some people didn't like the others, but I thought the first book was great. I read 200 pages about somebody mining and was still interested. So that is a feat to behold right there. Let me give a shout out to Dakota Kraut. Like, he included Wuxia into LitRPG for the first time, as far as I know. Like, he, his dungeoneering book, obviously not the first time we've ever read about a dungeon, but his take on it with like the Eastern growth and the fact that he used fractals for it, I thought was very inspired. And let me give a shout out to God, not Ender's Game, what am I thinking about? Cosmo Yap, who wrote one of the first and one of the still few sci-fi RPGs. Why can I not think of it? It's not Ender's Game, obviously. It's is it The Game? No, it's not The Game. That's Terry Scott. Anyway, Cosmo Yap, he's amazing. It's just this Asian kid out in Cali, and he's still writing. I think he's put out 3 so far. I might be wrong about that, but yeah, I'd say that those are some of the best. There's some of the earliest, right? There's definitely been some really cool stuff that's come out. If you guys haven't read Reborn Apocalypse, and again, I'm blanking on his name right now, but awesome series of books as well. He's come out with 2 or 3 of them. But yeah, I mean, that's the point. Like, when I first started, there were 5 books for sale in Amazon, which means there were 5 books for sale in the Western world for LitRPG. And now there are hundreds of authors that are writing. And, again, there's always like a couple bad apples and whatever, but for the most part, they're just really, really cool people making really, really cool stories. And it's so big that I just can't keep up with it. Like, I'm writing so much that I don't have the time to read, everything else in the way that I enjoy it. And I think that's awesome. That's what I wanted from the very beginning and why I created the group for everybody. And yeah, I love the way that it's developed. So I hope that it keeps happening like that. Yeah. All right. Sorry if I got all teary for you guys. Yeah. Let's see. I feel like I am talking so much that I am. Let's see. I'll give a shout out to Chris Carl Carbone. They hate us because they ain't us. I watched the movie again recently. So I don't know if you guys have missed this movie, you are missing out. But if you haven't seen The Interview with Seth Rogen and James Franco, it's amazing. So it's about Dave Skylark, James Franco, who is he's like a interview, late night talk show host kind of guy, and he gets the opportunity to interview Kim Jong-un, and the CIA has to kill him. So they fly out there, and it's just sort of like what happens. And what's even more interesting is that it never made it to theaters, because when Kim Jong-un heard about it right before it was going to come out, he sent threatening letters and notes to the lives of the people, and that his hackers were going to shut down, movie theaters and stuff like that. And the two of them, along with the people that would be there, were like, well, fuck that shit. You're not telling me what to do. And they just released it for free on the internet the next day, which I think is just an amazing story. It's not easy to look back at someone with absolute power, especially like a dictator, and still put your art out there. And it is hilarious. There's no denying that it is art. It is, as the man said before, yes, people can argue about prose and Thoreau and whatever else, but there's not a single poem that makes you feel as good, as fast as I've got sunshine on a cloudy day, right? I mean, there's art in every facet, in every way that you can do it. And if something brings a chuckle to you, then I think that definitely qualifies. So that was awesome. I just want to give a shout out to them and for what they do. All right. Bum. Let me keep moving forward. Yes, somebody. All right, so someone else here is a big Civ lover, because they said Civ is not a time suck, because when you turn off Civ, it goes, really? You don't want to play just one more turn? Woo! Sexiest words ever written. What's going on? All right. Yes, I agree, Ben. Baldur's great. The land would be epic. Okay. All right. Yes, Grimgar for the win. I will agree. Let's see. Let's see. Peter Whelan says he got your book to a close friend of mine. I appreciate you spreading the word. Again, I am an indie author, no big publishing company. The only thing that I have is you guys, and that is more than enough. So please just spread the word, gift it to somebody. In fact, I think I'm going to have a big thing for when I release the pre-order. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to show you guys how to gift the audiobook to someone else. And I'm just going to be like, please gift book 1 if you haven't to a friend. And I think it'd be really awesome if we could spread the word of the land that way. So I will, don't do it yet, or do it yet, but I'm going to let you guys know how to do it as it's coming on. All right, I don't want to be losing steam. Let me skip down, and then I will repeat the main announcements as I always do. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. His name was Robert Paulson. Awesome throwback. Brent Roth. Yes, Brent Roth wrote Dragon's Breath. Thank you, Isabel. Yes, Brent Roth. I feel so bad that I forgot the dude's name. He helped me as an early author, like when I was early. Amazing writer, and wherever he is, I hope he's okay. All right. Let's see. Yes. Gnomes rule to all of y'all shouting it out. And yeah, I think I got to the end. Okay, so again, thank you for spending your precious time here with me. I absolutely appreciate you guys. The big announcements are, one, book 8 will be going up for pre-order very soon. I will let you know, but it will be dropping June 2nd. Let's shut down Audible again. You guys are awesome. God's Eye will be going live ebook style about 2 weeks later in the middle of June. And God's Eye Audiobook will be going up after that, about 2 to 4 weeks after that. We'll be working with a new narrator, Luke Daniels. He is amazing. We all love Nick, but it's time to just make a couple new relationships too. And 9 will ideally be coming out by the end of the year, and maybe even another little surprise. So you guys are amazing. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Please stay socially distant. This is not over. It is worse today than it has ever been. I want all of you to make it through. You're absolutely amazing. Please be good to each other. Peace, love. Perfect Margarita. Bye.